Hello class 11th. Today I'm going to discuss some case studies of chapter 4 as you demanded that you are finding it a little difficult. So we will discuss it today. Our first question is, see, small case study, so we can start reading from the first line. But the trick of the solving case study is that whenever you find any big case study, then please read the last 2-3 lines so that you can get the idea which question is being asked and from which chapter. Okay, here we are discussing separate chapter, but when you will see all these case study in 70 marks question paper, you may find it difficult and you may not get properly that from which chapter it is asked. So better you read last line. This first question is, a factory owner gets his stock of goods insured, but he hides the fact that the electricity board has issued him a statutory warning letter to get his factory's wiring changed. Later on, the factory catches fire due to short circuit of wiring. Can he claim compensation? So here, can he claim? First of all, see, here it is written that in spite of being warned by electricity board, he did not get his wiring changed. So here answer would be no. The factory owner cannot claim compensation from the insurance company since he has hidden the fact of statutory warning from electricity board. So here he has violated the principle of utmost good faith. And then after writing this, you will write a few lines on this utmost good faith in a separate paragraph. Means what does this principle says? Okay, so in this way this answer would complete as it is a 3 marker. Okay. Our next question is, Shubham has taken a loan from Saurabh against the security of his factory. Can Saurabh take a fire insurance policy of that factory? See, now Shubham has taken a loan from Saurabh against the security of his factory. So here he has the insurable interest. Okay. Saurabh has an insurable interest in Shubham's factory because he has given loan on the security of it. So here, yes, answer would be yes. Means Saurabh can take a fire insurance policy of the factory, though it is not his factory and he is not the owner, but he has a financial interest in the factory premises. Okay, and here the principle of insurable interest would get affected. So here you can write. ठीक है, वैसे ये एक रूल है कि जो भी पॉलिसी लेता है उसका उस प्रॉपर्टी में इंश्योरेबल इंटरेस्ट होना चाहिए, है ना? तो यहाँ पे इंश्योरेबल इंटरेस्ट है बिकॉज उसने उस फैक्ट्री के बिहाफ पे उसे लोन दिया है, तो ये उसका एक तरह से ट्रस्टी है, तो यहाँ पे वो ले सकता है. ठीक है. Our next question is, Rishabh insured his factory for rupees 5 lakh against fire. Due to fire, he suffered a loss of rupees 2 lakh. How much amount he can recover from the insurance company? See, जितनी की पॉलिसी ली है उतना उसको लॉस नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, तो फिर जो ये बहुत ही एक सिंपल सा यहाँ लॉजिक है कि जब लॉस ही नहीं हुआ तो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी किस बात का पेमेंट करेगी. ठीक है, जितना उसे लॉस हुआ है, ठीक है, तो उतना ही कंपनी उतना ही उसे पेमेंट करेगी. सो हियर आंसर वुड बी दैट ऋषभ कैन recover rupees 2 lakh from the insurance company. ठीक है, and not the policy amount. Okay. और यहाँ पे कौन सा प्रिंसिपल अफेक्ट हो रहा है? प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंडेमनिटी, ठीक है। जितनी की लॉस हुआ है, जितनी अमाउंट का लॉस हुआ है, उससे ज्यादा तो कंपनसेशन हो ही नहीं सकता, ठीक है। तो यहाँ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ इंडेमनिटी इज गेटिंग अफेक्टेड। ओके, द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, Aditya gets his house insured against fire of rupees 10 lakh with insurer A and for rupees 5 lakh with insurer B. Means double insurance ले रखा है इसने. Then a loss of rupees 3 lakh occurred. Then how much compensation can be claimed for A and B from A and B and why? अब ये हमने जब सारे जो प्रिंसिपल्स जब हमने पढ़े थे तब भी हमने डिस्कस किया था कि अगर कोई एक पर्सन दो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से ये इंश्योरेंस करवा के ये सोच ले कि जब लॉस होगा तो मैं दोनों से ही क्लेम ले लूंगा, तो ऐसा नहीं होता, ठीक है। वहां पे उनको डिटेल देनी होती है और फिर यहाँ पे प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन यहाँ पे वर्क करता है कि दोनों ही कंपनीज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटरी पेमेंट करेंगी, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे दोनों इंश्योरेंस कंपनी एक जो है पर्टिकुलर प्रोपोर्शन उसका जो रहेगा रेशियो रहेगा, और वो रेशियो रहेगा 10 लाख इज टू 5 लाख मीन्स 2:1। 2:1 के रेशियो में ये दोनों ही ए एंड बी इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज यहाँ उसे पेमेंट करेगी, ओके। बिकॉज separately the insured cannot claim total loss from each insurer because he has no right to recover more than the full amount of his actual loss, okay. And here principle of contribution will work. Then let us see our next question. Sukan has taken fire insurance policy for his factory. Due to fire, he suffered a loss of rupees 2 lakh and he gets the compensation for the same. The half-burned goods can be sold for rupees 30,000. Who has the right over it and why? See, here due to fire he suffered a loss of 2 lakh, okay, and he gets the compensation for the same. जितना लॉस हुआ था उतना ही उसे कंपनसेशन भी मिल चुका है। तो अब जो रिमेनिंग जो मटेरियल है उस पे किसका राइट होगा? ऑफ कोर्स इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का, है ना, क्योंकि अगर इंश्योरेंस कंपनी फुल क्लेम कर देती है तो फिर जो है अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सब्रोगेशन the insurance company has the right over the amount released by selling the half-burnt goods because it has fully paid the compensation. Okay, so here Sukan cannot make any profit by selling the half-burnt goods. Okay, and here principle of subrogation would work. The next case study is, we will read the last line. Can Ashish claim compensation for the loss? Same principle of insurance पे ही based है question ये वाला भी. So let us read now first line. Ashish took a marine policy to cover the goods exported by him. Under the policy, goods have been insured against damage likely to be caused by seawater. During the voyage, a hole was caused in the bottom of the ship. Through this hole, seawater entered into the ship, which damaged the goods insured. So, can Ashish claim compensation for the loss? ठीक है, यहाँ पे जो शिप में होल हो गया है और उसकी वजह से जो पानी एंटर हुआ है उसके कारण गुड्स डैमेज हुई हैं, और ये वाला जो यहाँ पे वो है पॉइंट, ये उसमें सी वॉयज में कवर होता है, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे मरीन पॉलिसी लेते टाइम ये वाला जो पॉइंट है ये बिल्कुल पूरी तरह से कवर अप होगा और इसके लिए जो लॉस हुआ है उसको पेमेंट होगा. So here the answer would be yes, Ashish can claim compensation for the loss from the insurance company. And now what is the reason behind? In this case there are two causes of the mishap. दो जो causes हैं वो हुए हैं. First, the hole caused in the bottom of the ship, and second, seepage of sea water into the ship. The nearest cause of the damage caused of the goods is the seepage of water. ठीक है, nearest causa proxima. So here the nearest cause of damage caused to the goods is seepage of the water, and the hole in the bottom of the ship is the remote cause. Okay, so therefore Ashish must be compensated for the loss caused by the damage to the goods covered by the policy. Okay. Now let us discuss some true false. First statement is, banks generally put certain restrictions on the number of withdrawals from current account. करंट अकाउंट में कोई रेस्ट्रिक्शन होते हैं कि कितनी बार विड्रॉल किया जा सकता है? सो दिस आंसर इज फॉल्स, because there is no restriction on the number and amount of deposits and withdrawals. Okay. Second question is, principle of indemnity is also applicable to the life insurance contract. No, principle of indemnity is not applicable on life insurance. Instead, principle of assurance is applicable, where the return is guaranteed whether the insured dies or not, but the compensation will be given definitely. So here principle of indemnity is not applicable. The next is, saving account is suitable for mobilization of saving of people. So this statement is true, because the persons, those who want to save money and they want mobilization also, means they do not want it as a dead money. Means if money is mobilizing, the more money can be earned. ठीक है, पैसे से ही पैसा बनता है, और वो तब बनता है जबकि वो पैसा मोबिलाइज होता है, वो रोटेट होता है फ्रॉम वन हैंड टू सेकेंड हैंड, अनदर हैंड. ठीक है, बैंक से वो जा रहा है इंडस्ट्रीज के पास, इंडस्ट्रीज उसे और ज्यादा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो है उसमें वर्क में वो इन्वेस्ट करके उससे और ज्यादा मनी वो अर्न कर रही है, और वो बैंक्स को इंटरेस्ट पे कर रही है. तो मीन्स ये इसका मनी का मोबिलाइजेशन है. Okay, so saving account is suitable for mobilizing of saving of people. So this is true. Then next is, there is no minimum limit under real-time gross settlement for transfer of fund. So this is false, because the minimum amount to be remitted through RTGS is rupees 2 lakh. नेफ्ट में कोई भी मिनिमम जो है अमाउंट का रेस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं होता है, बट आरटीजीएस के थ्रू जो ट्रांसफर करते हैं उसमें 2 लाख का मिनिमम यहाँ पे कंडीशन होती है. ओके, द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, अ फायर इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी कैन बी टेकन फॉर एनी अमाउंट. फॉर एनी अमाउंट नो, किसी भी अमाउंट के लिए फायर इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी नहीं ले सकते हैं. Policy amount cannot be more than the value of subject matter. So this statement is false. Okay, any amount, किसी भी अमाउंट के लिए पॉलिसी नहीं होती है. यहाँ पे पॉलिसी जो होती है, जो भी सब्जेक्ट मैटर है उसकी वैल्यू से ज्यादा की पॉलिसी नहीं हो सकती. Okay, the policy amount cannot be more than the value of subject matter. And next question is, in a marine insurance contract, insurable interest must exist both at the time of making the contract and at the time of loss. So no, it is false. Marine insurance में तो at the time of loss only insurable interest must be present. Okay. हाँ, ये अलग बात है कि जो हमारा फायर इंश्योरेंस होता है उसमें दोनों टाइम पे इंश्योरेबल इंटरेस्ट प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए, एट द टाइम ऑफ टेकिंग पॉलिसी एंड एट द टाइम ऑफ लॉस. ओके, और लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में उसमें केवल पॉलिसी लेते टाइम ही इंश्योरेबल इंटरेस्ट प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो आई होप यू हैव गॉट दीज case studies very well. If you have any doubt, you can ask through your comments. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless you.